You listening to me?
Yeah, I was listening.
You know about the gas in my car.
What about it?
You see, you're not listening to me. Why would you say you were listening to me if you weren't listening?
Oh, because I was thinking about the boy.
Well, I was talking about the boy.
I thought you were talking about your car.
I was talking about what the boy did to my car. If you'd been listening, you'd have known that.
Yeah, well, you weren't listening to me.
Yes, I was.
What did I say?
Oh, Cliff, you know what you said.
Hey, well, you were listening to what I say, and I was talking about the boy and shaving and nicked my face.
Cliff, I could have been stranded somewhere. Are you trying to tell me that a nick on your face is as important as your wife being stranded somewhere at night? on a country road alone by herself in the pouring rain and the howling winds?
What day was all this going on?
Right. You can't tell him nothing. He right here in my face looking crazy. I know one thing, that school call again, I know something. Yeah. What? Yes, every time I turn around, y'all calling my name for something. What? No, the food is not ready until I tell you it's ready. Go sit down somewhere. I will let you know. Listen, I'm watching, I don't care what you do. But I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm not finna pick you up and drop you off. So you either find a ride there or you find a ride back. Do you understand me? Alright? Bye. Yeah, while you in here pushing peace, you finna be pushing punishment if you don't clean this room up. Hey, listen, I'm finna run a few errands. Turn it down. I'm finna run a few errands and I'll be back. Do y'all understand that? And don't touch my door for nobody unless it's me. And I got the key, so... And clean this room and clean this house up.
Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Yeah. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this movement up back if I can. I can make it round the world, man. I hold you in your head. Popcorn world. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
What's that saying? Breaking down the room, I'm smiling now. Speaking for the people who must go around. Taking truth to power, the whisper and the shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, say it again, say we're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have to fool around. Never noise keeps us lined up. No truth to rhyme. The sound that you hear is the sound of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up voices and we're talking noise. Yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin' Noise, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin' Noise himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talking Noise is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talking Noise.
What's going on, good people of Noise Land? In a small part of the world, we are here with you, ready to do what we do. I'm glad you're here. Mama Noise is glad you're here. We've missed you. Feels like we've been gone for a minute. Now we're back with the jump off. That's how I remember the song.
Nope.
So I remember it. Shout out to Twitter. Twitter's in full effect tonight. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, Twitter.
We are glad, like I said, we're glad to be here with you. We got a lot to discuss tonight. Hot topics. We don't call them hot topics. We don't really have a name for it. We just our topics for tonight.
It could be hot take.
No, everybody got hot takes. I want something.
We'll think of something.
I want something noise-tastic.
Well, we got some top noise.
The top noise of the day. There you go. See that synergy? That's husband and wife. That's 25 years, y'all. That's 25 years right there. Just quickly coming together.
Mm-hmm.
So we're glad to see you, glad to be here with you. But for those of you who are new to the show, we always start the show with a little, opening, praise and worship. And well, let me just show you what we're talking about. White organist, if you don't mind, play us a little something. Give us a little, give us a little something. You know what you do, white organist. Don't be playing with it. Stop playing. Here you go. There we go. Thank you, white organist. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord. I'm so glad to be here with you today. This is the freaking noise now. A.K.A. Mr. No Better. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. 1940. So glad to see all of you tonight for this beautiful, beautiful service. If you don't mind grabbing your church fans, Bibles, or your tithes and envelopes, and just join us as we keep this thing off tonight. We're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. You might laugh a little bit. You might be mad a little bit. You're gonna have a good time. I guarantee that part. Get a little more white over here. Woo! Shout out to White Organ. You gonna give us a little vocal? That's it. You give us a little vocal. That's it. Yes, white organist. Shout out to white organist. We hadn't done that in a long time.
Long.
Yeah. Give that man some love. Mm-hmm. Of course, his lovely bride, his lovely female, his wife. Shout out to her. That's not his wife. That's a white guitarist's wife. That's his wife. There's his wife. Okay. All right. Mama knows.
Somehow I thought you was gonna say there's his wife, Miss Peaches.
Miss Peaches? No, I don't know nothing about no Peaches.
No, I'm just saying it sounded like.
I said she look like a Miss Peaches.
I'm just saying.
Mama knows it felt like shade what you just did. That's what it feels like.
Well, when you wear outfits to put your peaches out there, and then somebody say your name's Miss Peaches.
Some people wear peaches, Mama knows they do that.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, how are you feeling?
I'm well.
See, as long as Mama Noise is well, y'all, we know we're moving in the right direction. We can't have no failures with Mama Noise as well. I feel like my light is dark.
I think you're good.
Like there's a shadow over my eyes.
Okay.
Should I pull it like this, maybe?
You look even better.
Am I good?
You good, baby.
What am I giving you Frankie Beverly right now?
Yeah, you make me happy.
Southern girl. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm glad to be here with you tonight, everybody. And we've been away for a couple of weeks, and for a good reason. The noisemakers, we've always kept it 100 with you. We've always kept it gangster with you. We've always kept it real, as the kids would say. Real. So we're going to keep it real with you tonight. Mr. NOIZ was sick for a few weeks. And Mr. NOIZ had to go see the doctor. And the doctor said, I know it's not for the same thing. It wasn't for
exactly.
That. Right, it wasn't for that.
Exactly.
But I went to the doctor to go get checked out. The doctor said, Mr. NOIZ, listen, if you want to be Mr. Noise for a little longer, you might want to make some changes. So I said, bet. He said, bet. I said, bet. He said, bet. I said, bet. Bet. Bet it. Bet it then. Bet.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Kevin Hart. So I did. I've been making some lifestyle changes, and I feel better. A lot better, actually. And so that's what it is. Just had to get away and get healthier inside of me, because I believe that health is the future. If you teach yourself health and let it lead the way, show health all the beauty it possesses inside, you'll get a sense of pride or something. I don't know. I feel better is what I'm trying to say. So here I am tonight on the other side of it, a lot of it.
Hallelujah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to be here with you. I implore you all to take care of yourselves, take care of your health. Your health is wealth. It's the best wealth that you can have, because what good is all the money in the world if you ain't alive to spend it?
And remember to eat to live, not live to eat.
Eat to live, not live to eat. That's what I'm doing these days. But I will admit, I'm making some great eat to live choices, and they've been delicious. So there you go. All right. So that's the update on Mr. Noise. I hope you guys appreciate that. Keep praying for your guy, and I appreciate it. Mama Noise, there was an eclipse yesterday that blocked out everything.
That's what I heard.
Blocked out the sun, blocked out the news. There's a lot of breaking news yesterday that went unclaimed, and it was interesting to me because the eclipse dominated everything. And let me just say this: I'm not the right audience for the eclipse. I don't get it. It didn't mean nothing to me. I could care less. I'm not going to go outside and ruin my eyeballs just to see darkness. I've seen darkness before. Matter of fact, as you can see, darkness is coming upon us once again. So I don't get it. It definitely wasn't for me. So anyway, I didn't get upset or overwhelmed by any of it. But nevertheless, we got through it. But we did want to bring you. Why you put the eclipse down there? First of all, you muted. Can't nobody hear you.
That's what we're talking about, in case anybody logs on and says, wow, what's the conversation
The
about?
eclipse is 5 seconds. Take that off there. I'm done with talking about that. But I do want to talk about, while we were being eclipsed yesterday, what you missed. So Mama, let's take that off of there.
Thank you, sir.
That foolishness. There you go. All right. So I do want to talk about what we missed yesterday. And some of you may or may not have known that the sentencing for Jonathan Majors, actor Jonathan Majors, went down yesterday. And he was supposed to get his full sentence, or whatever it was going to be, it was going to happen. So he went to the court that morning, and they said, we're going to order him, because he's supposed to go to jail. He thought he was going to jail. This whole time, he was going to jail. That's what he was told. That's what he believed. That's what was supposed to happen. Well, he went to the court yesterday, and he has been ordered to complete a year-long counseling program with no jail time. So they said it's a misdemeanor assault. This is first-time offender, no criminal record. They said he didn't want any jail time. So now the assault program that he's got to go to, it is a year. It is 52 weeks. It's in person. Mama knows we can hear you typing. It's in person intervention program, and it's in Los Angeles where he lives. So he'll be doing this every day for the next, or every week, once a week, if you feel like you must. Goodness gracious.
Okay.
He's gonna be there every week for the next 52 weeks. And he's got to check in weekly. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else tied to it. Except for therapy. He's got to go to therapy. I forgot about that. He's got to go to therapy as well. But that's it. There's nothing else he's got to do. And I think his girlfriend or ex felt the way about it because she thought she caught him.
Okay.
But that's it.
But okay, so what is the overall census? Are we saying that he is innocent?
Well, you jumping ahead a little bit, but that's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't listen. The court says he was guilty of a misdemeanor assault. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even understand that conviction because it's basically her word against his. For what I understand about the court case, it's basically her word against his, and some recordings that didn't make him sound the best, but it also didn't make him sound violent.
I mean, every time I think about how this guy worked out and stuff for Creed, I'm saying this dude is physically fit. If he wanted to just seriously do some physical harm to this woman, he could do that. And we've seen according to any of your research and anything that's been in media, unless we've missed it, that says that this woman has been seen with bruises on her or broken bones or anything like that. None of that has been the case.
Well, the only thing that I saw was the video that was released where he
was running down the street.
Right. I didn't see anything other than that. And so if that's what they're calling assault, I don't understand what the assault is because he didn't punch her back into the truck in the van. He just put her back in the van. So I guess they said, well, you can't even do that. I don't know. But and then I guess there were some text messages that Mays appeared to dissuade Jabari from going to the hospital after she suffered a head injury. But
was it what kind of head injury? Was it self-inflicted head injury? Was it he caused the head injury?
In the text message that she submitted, she said, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head. If I go, I'm just gonna give it one more day. But if I can't sleep, I need some stronger painkillers. That's all. So that was part of it. And I guess they said that implied that he had done something to her. And then part of her next message was redacted. But she wrote, I will not go to the doctor if you don't feel safe with me doing so. I promise I would never mention you, but I understand your fear. And then during her testimony, she said that Mays had previously warned her about trusting the police because of what they could do to him as a black man.
Wow.
So then says, last night I considered killing myself versus coming home. That was something he wrote.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I think I'm concerned when you say that there's some words that was redacted.
Well, I don't listen. I'm not trying to defend him or her. I'm trying to understand what happened.
Right.
So I don't see a lot of conversations about I whipped your tail.
Yeah.
It's more about him contemplating. So I don't know. I don't understand what it is.
You
He
know,
said but he did say, hold on, he did say, I'm a monster, I'm a horrible person, not capable of, I'm killing myself soon. I already put things in motion. So I don't know what that was about.
okay. I was having a discussion with one of my sorors about this situation. You know, one of my sorors of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
I'm
So,
familiar.
yeah. So, I asked her, why does it seem like it seems that way? Why does it seem like that the black man comes home once he done got out there and done got into some trouble? Now he's turning to the black woman who's always understanding, and it's always a refuge, and I got you and all that. Why are we? I mean, I know that I've always known that we as a people are always, black people are we are the people that bring in the ones that, the lost ones. It's okay, baby. It's all right, honey. You can be safe here. That's the that's the thing when it comes to black people. We always got that auntie, that grandmama, that relative who's says so and so can come stay with them because we understand, we know how it is. Why are we, like, in other words, last call? I kind of felt that way when it's like, okay, Jonathan,
Megan?
huh?
You talking him getting with Megan?
Yeah, I'm saying, you was out there, you had what you wanted. You got with the woman you wanted, and then you got to explain, look, okay, as a black man, you can't be just calling the police all willy-nilly because we done had an argument, or you mad at me, or I won't do what you want me to do. You just can't be calling the police like that, because they will automatically see that this is a massive black man, and surely this little bitty woman he has put his hands on her, he scared her, we need to do something. And that's something that, as a black woman, we already know. We know that if we call the police and say, this man, they're gonna size up the man, and they're gonna jump to the conclusion that all is lost. This dude has done something wrong. We need to take him in.
So that's where I'm struggling with the whole thing with him. I don't know what happened in this situation.
Okay.
I know what these text messages said.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I saw in that video of a man actively running away from a circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
And he has gone above and beyond to deny anything that has happened, up to and including his comments even after he was convicted. So I don't know because I'm not going to ever defend domestic violence. That's not, we don't do that.
I totally agree.
Right. But
However,
at the same time, I can't honestly say I understand what he's done. Like, I don't know. It's her word against his. And she says she has the text messages. She released the text messages. When you read the text messages, I don't, I get something may have happened, an argument of sorts. Um, and then she's showing her pictures of her fingers, where I guess he grabbed her fingers or something. I don't know. I I don't know. It's just a weird case. And to be honest with you, Mama Noise, I feel like maybe his biggest mistake was getting with her in the first place.
I mean,
Like,
listen.
I don't know. I hope he's not a violent person by nature. Um, but this is a weird situation
You
because
know,
there's text messages talking about how drunk she was when she came home and how upset he was when she came home drunk. And I just don't understand what I'm looking at
hmm,
when it comes to this case.
hmm. I guess my thing is that, and when I had the conversation with my soror, we were like, I hope that this relationship between Megan Good and him is legitimate one. That it's just not deep cover. See what I did there? Uh, just not a deep cover situation where he ran to her for the refuge because you know she the woman of God, you know, that he ran into the refuge relationship with her, and it looks all as well from the surface, but you just like, is it just like that until the smoke clears? And I guess we'll never know that until you know um we see for ourselves. But it just seems peculiar, but I really do hope that it's a that they have a legitimate relationship and that it really is a thing, because both of them come from hurting relationships, and they basically sought each other as a refuge, if in fact this is really a thing.
Yeah. But I do understand what you were saying a minute ago, and we can dive a little deeper into that if you want.
All right.
Because you said, why does it seem like the black man ran to the black woman once the situation with the white girl didn't work out?
Mm.
And I don't know. Well, that is exactly how it looked. Let's be honest.
Mm.
That is how it looked. But like you said, hopefully it's a real relationship. It's not just I'm trying, or she may be doing him a solid. Like, Jonathan, I'm gonna hold you down and keep you righteous until this works out or whatever. So I don't know. That's the weird part about the whole thing.
But I'm gonna tell you, the part that kind of got me is that, like I said earlier, the part that got me the most was he told her, look, and when you and this is, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like when you're with someone of the same race, they understand, look, the relationship with law enforcement and black people, the history.
Yeah, but that shouldn't matter though, Mama Noise.
It shouldn't. But I'm saying here he is trying to say, look, I know you mad and everything, but I'm going to need you to slow down because this is what's going to be the outcome. I'm a black man. I'm this, I'm that. Whatever. And then you trying to explain all that to somebody that don't understand that.
But it doesn't matter if she understands it or not, if I'm being honest. If you being violent towards a woman, whether you black, white, green, or orange, it doesn't matter. You should have to pay whatever penalty comes along with violence towards a woman. Point blank, period. So I don't know if I can get on board with that particular narrative, because the reality is black men shouldn't be hitting women, period, regardless of who you with. Now, the question I have, going back to what you're really implying, Because I understand what you're really implying. You're saying a black sister this would have never come to light, depending on what it was with a black sister. So I don't know.
Well, us as a culture, our culture is what goes on in this house stays in this house.
Right.
That's what we've been taught since knee high to a Junebug. We've been taught that. Hey, don't be taking nothing out of this house. That stays in this house. Now, if it gets to the point, I agree with you. If it is physical, he's putting his hands on and all that stuff, all bets is off, bruh. But if it's just us arguing and stuff, then you feel like you're going to call the police and say this, or I don't do what you want me to, or vice versa, or whatever, then and then you going to call the police each time, then you're building something against this man that ain't did nothing but not what you want him to. And so since he doesn't do what you want him to, you take it's kind of like you take the very thing he entrusted you with in saying, hey man, here's the situation when it comes to black men and law enforcement, in case you don't know, in case you're not familiar. So let's not go pulling that out every time me and you have a disagreement.
I can see that. Cuz NOIZ is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Cuz NOIZ is in the building. First I'm going to ask him to unmute, and then we're going to hit this thing running, because I'm sure Cuz got a lot to say. Welcome, Cuz NOIZ. Welcome to the program.
Cousin.
Can you hear me, Mama NOIZ?
Oh, yeah.
Do I sound muffled?
No.
Why you always addressing her first? Why can't I get it first? Is the ladies first?
It's respect.
I'm the first lady.
It's respect. It's respect.
Okay.
How you going?
We're talking about Jonathan Majors, sir. And we'd love to get your thoughts on Jonathan Majors, who was not sentenced to jail, despite the feelings of his ex-girlfriend, Miss Jabari. But it was sentenced to a 52-week, what's it called, Mama NOIZ? 52-week
mediation
program.
Oh, okay.
Where he will check in once a week at this to an in-person batterers intervention program in Los Angeles, and there he will deal with his demons, I guess. At that, and also he will have to continue his mental health therapy, and then hopefully he can come out as a better person. So what are your thoughts on all of this, brother?
That's gonna make him want to beat somebody's ass right there. I mean,
do what?
I don't have any negative thoughts about it. I believe that.
But his career might be over.
Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care about the man's career?
No, I don't give a damn.
Wow.
Why do we as black people, every time a black man's career is potentially ruined, we are up in arms about the black man's career? But when the black man run out there and grab a white woman and leave black women hanging, we don't care about what he's doing to the black community. We don't care about the negative image he's sending to our daughters and our women. We don't care about what he's saying to our women, but yet we care about what society is saying to him when his career is potentially ruined. Why do we get so upset about that?
Maybe because his career got to a level that a lot of black men don't reach.
Are we so interested in seeing a successful black man no matter what?
Successful no matter what.
He can as long as we see a successful black man, he can shun as many black women. He could have as many Beckys on his arms as he wants. He could negatively impact the black family as much as he wants, because that's in essence what they're doing. They're telling black women that you can't ride with me past a certain level. Notice now that he's fallen, he ran and got him a black woman.
Well,
but when he was on the rise, he had him a white woman.
Let's see.
And notice now that he's fallen, the black woman is walking side by side with him in and out of court every single day.
Listen, praying him through.
Yeah. And we don't see that. We don't recognize what's going on.
It's true. It's true. That's what we do.
It happens all the time.
We do that to our own hurt, that we know, okay, yeah. I know, this brother ain't right. You trying your best. You want to stand there and say, I'm looking at, he's got potential. I'm looking at, he's doing the best he can. And if I just stay with him, we gonna do this together. Only to discover, like we've said many times, as you would so eloquently say, Jay, here on this here podcast, that why is the black man so eager to get to the level of success and then be like, shoot, I thank you for the ride. But now that I have arrived, I will no longer need your services. I don't need the ride or die to get it once I get here, because now I can pick whatever I want.
And then these Negroes have the audacity now to say, well, the reason why I'm riding with the white girl is because when I was on the climb up the ladder, the sisters weren't checking for me.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what
I'm glad I came back when I did. Yeah, but do y'all think that's what he said though?
No, that's what many say now.
Remember we were here on this here podcast, and one particular person said, the black girls, the sisters wasn't checking for a brother, and so since they wasn't, Amanda was showing up checking.
But that might have been true. Y'all can't dismiss that because it ain't.
Like I said, is that you want somebody to ride or die with you. You want somebody to stand with you when you in the mud and you trying to push through. You want people to believe in you. You want somebody to stand with you. So you go get Quisha, because Quisha is gonna stand with you. She gonna believe with you. She gonna say, "I got you." I listen to or should I say, I liken it to Tobe saying that his wife, his now wife, when they were dating and he was in the mud and he was trying to get out of trouble and stuff, and she worked at Wendy's and was trying to bring him sandwiches and stuff like that, trying to hold him down or whatever until they arrived to where they were trying to get to. It would be an awful travesty for someone to have went through all of that type of stuff, and then you get to the place and then you like, well, now I don't have to put up with Quisha. It was nice for her to go with me and stand with me through all of that, but now I can choose.
Okay, but Mama NOIZ, you and Cuz are assuming that that's his testimony. That may not be his testimony. Maybe he legitimately, black girls legitimately wasn't checking for him. It was like, nah,
Well,
cat.
if that's the case, he legitimately, soon as he got in trouble, went and found Megan Good.
Did he find her or they found each other?
Why did he go get Amanda? Why did he? Nope. Why
He
didn't
didn't
he go
find
get
love with
Amanda?
Amanda. He found it with Megan Good.
I'm sure there was some other women in his Rolodex that was on that same team that could have said, you know what? Come over here, Joe Nathan.
I don't know if it was that.
He like, nah, I need, as he said so eloquently to the press, I need me a Coretta Scott King.
He didn't say that to the press. He said that to Jabari, the girl, his ex-girlfriend. He said he needed you to hold her to hold him down like Coretta held her man down. Like
tomato.
Betty Shabazz held her man down.
Okay.
Why are you making faces, cuz? I don't understand the faces.
Because really and truly, when the rubber meets the road, when you find yourself in that precarious situation, you're gonna realize you don't have a Coretta Scott King. You gonna realize you don't have a Betty Shabazz. You're gonna realize who you have, and that's the problem. It's all gravy as long as everything's okay. But do you really have a ride or die like you would have if you had a black woman by your side?
Are black women still ride or die today?
I tend to believe that you don't. Come on, Mr. NOIZ. You know there is a connection amongst ourselves that you would never have with the opposite race. Not that we can't be friends, not that we can't be sociable, not that we can't even love each other as brothers and sisters, but there is a connection that will never exist outside of the race.
So you're saying black women still today are as ride or die as they've ever been?
Well, you have to present yourself ride or die worthy now. Come on.
I was getting ready to say now. I think some black women now are feeling like we have been riding and dying with our brothers all this time, and we not getting in return the same type of loyalty, the same type.
Yeah, I tend to agree with what you're saying, Mama NOIZ. I think there's more dying than riding going on, and there's a reason for that. I'm not going to say black women don't have a case for the seeming not abandoning but mistrust of black men that they may have today. I think there's some legitimacy in the conversation, but I also think part of the reason why there is such contentiousness between the two of us is because of this destruction that is taking place between black men and black women, and now we don't get along like we used to, and now our relationships are more transactional than they are about purpose and building.
Well, the song was very clear. It said that everybody plays a fool sometimes, and the reality is women are sick and tired of being the fool.
Facts.
I mean, come on now, just let's be honest. How much longer am I going to be the fool?
But okay. I think you can make a case for some of that, but not all of that anymore. Some of them are not necessarily playing the fool. They're choosing the fool. The signs of the fool that they chose was there from the beginning, and yet you still chose that. Now, come on now. If we're going to be fair about this conversation, let's be fair.
Mr. NOIZ, there is some of that exists, but there's a
lot of that. There's more than some.
But hold on.
There's a lot of that exists.
But hold on. There's still a whole lot of hope that goes on. Just maybe that goes on. That there's a chance that he will grow up and there's a chance that he's gotten it out of his system. There's a chance. That there's a lot of that goes on also. What makes a Negro act right with this one versus that one? Let me tell you something. It ain't the kitty cat.
But a lot of women think that it is.
Exactly.
If I whip this thing on him, he'll act right.
Exactly. So what makes him change? They don't really know. So they end up hoping, wishing, and praying.
Shout out to the great Ron Nolan, the co-pastor of Slide In Baptist Church.
Gary!
Co-pastor, Slide In Missionary Baptist Church. Shout out to him. Go ahead, sir.
I can't do it.
He said, your pick a ninja meat is off.
Listen, that part.
I think there's a lot. Listen, we got to account for that because that is a lot of what the problem is and has been too. Some of this pick a ninja meters are off.
Well, I will agree that some of us would think that a man that appears as a man is a man, and then we discover that he's a boy.
I just talked to a sister this weekend who spent almost a year with a brother only to discover that this ninja wasn't no good. And he was everything she hoped he wouldn't be. She spent a year with this ninja. She ate ribs with this dude. I'm just saying. Went on vacations and stuff, and came to find out that he wasn't nearly the man that he presented himself to be. So, is that his fault or her fault?
Mr. Noise,
or is it both?
Mr. Noise, we as men spend time with women that we know aren't necessarily wife material.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but we're not all after the same thing, though, cuz.
But no.
That?
Many of us marry those women also.
Uh-oh.
Because
we marry women that aren't wife material?
Because we believe that we have the power to control the situation.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. Come on now.
I don't know if I agree with that.
There are many men that have married the stripper thinking that the stripper was going to change. Come on now, don't you lying to yourself if you think I'm not telling the truth.
But it's not even about the change. It's about he says.
Come on.
You don't marry the stripper unless you think she can be a wife.
Come on now. No, that's the point. That's the point. You think she's not necessarily that material, but you think that the situation can change. The same thing with the woman. Same thing with the woman.
Same thing as what we're talking about.
Same thing with the woman. There is no proof. There's no evidence. You hoping. You believing. You receiving. But you don't. You
agree with that, Mama Noise? You agree with that?
You don't know for sure.
Do you agree with that? What he's saying?
Well, of course I agree that, a guy will marry a woman thinking that he can make her into a housewife. That's all we see on TV. That's all we see with all these athletes and celebrities and stuff. They be thinking that they got the money now, and all they got to do is marry her, and that's gonna make her into a housewife.
But that don't mean she was a hoe to begin with.
Well, you met her in the club.
That makes her a hoe just because she was in the club?
I mean, the skirt was so short, you saw her lunch.
I can't do it.
And it was dinner time.
I don't. Okay, first of all, I never heard that before. That was about as Mississippi as you've ever been on this show.
Disturbing.
I'm not gonna make her a hoe just because she was in the club. That's a little aggressive.
You understand what we're saying.
I do. I do.
Okay then.
I'm going to say there are so many guys that married women that were strippers.
Thank you.
Many.
There's not that many guys that marrying strippers.
I'm talking about
Mad Rush. That's not a
You
man
marry
person
you
to
marry
offer
her
stripper
you
wives.
marry her you marry her based on her assets, based on her
Exactly.
looks, based on her looks, not based on who she is on the inside.
But that can be said about a lot of men. Most men don't marry a girl because she has a wonderful personality.
So
That's not
then
the
the
initial
same
thing. That's
so
not
then
the
the same
initial thing that grabbed their attention.
so then the same thing can be said about a woman. Why does she marry that guy?
Because he was blessed and highly favored.
And he talked a good game.
And he talked a good
He
game.
he talked manhood even though he wasn't really a man.
Mm.
But okay. But doesn't that speak? Well, doesn't it? It does. That also
Oh,
speaks to the inability of the processing of today's modern woman. Does she have the capacity to be patient enough to allow herself to see this man for who he really is, as opposed to being wooed by the charms and the elegance of his vernacular and his ability to be able to woo her into circumstances that distract her from seeing who he really is?
okay, so it depends on what age level we're talking. Depends on at what age level we hook up.
I'm not sure that really matters.
Oh yeah, it does. Oh yeah, it does. Because at a certain age level, at a certain age level, we're still growing together. We're still immature and we're still learning each other. And you're still coming out of girlhood. I'm still coming out of boyhood. So we're still growing together. But at a certain age, I should have put aside childish things as a man. So my manhood should be more upfront.
Yes.
I shouldn't approach you with certain foolishness at a certain age.
Okay, but that same thing should be true about the woman. At a certain age, you should be able to see BS before it even gets to you.
But
You don't
what
have
but
a
what
BS meter.
but you
You don't
know
have.
what
How old are you and you ain't got a BS meter?
you know my
If
problem
you
with the
43 and ain't got a BS meter, that's what I'm saying something about you.
my problem with today's man is everything that's said about a man, the man tries to turn it around and say, what about the woman?
No, don't do that. Don't be basic like that. That's you know what?
No, no,
Don't
no,
be
no,
basic.
no, no,
You're
no,
better.
no, no,
You're
no, no,
better.
no,
First of all,
no,
you're a
no,
better
no.
debater than that.
No, no, no,
Don't
no,
do
no.
that.
I
That's
am
weak.
as serious. I am as serious as I am ugly. Look at me.
But
Look
that's
at me.
weak.
Look
That's
at me.
weak,
Look at me.
bro. That's
Look at me.
weak.
Look at me.
That's
No,
weak.
no. It's a
That's weak.
very serious discussion.
It's not.
We as men can't have a
You're
discussion
basic, bro. You're
about
being basic, bro.
we as a men can't have a discussion about our shortcomings without trying to point the finger back at the woman.
No, that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is that we're trying to have an intelligent conversation that is more than just it's his fault versus it's her fault. We're trying to say there's nuance here and real accountability that is so supposed to be on every side, not just one side. That's what we're saying. If you trying to one thing about you, bro, you're trying to absolve women from any responsibility, or at least the leadership part of the responsibility. I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with you saying that men should lead, that men should be better. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is saying women have zero responsibility whatsoever. That doesn't make any sense. As I sip on my water.
You know, I don't try to absolve women of all responsibilities. But I'm a man, so I care about what we as men do.
I haven't done this in a while, so let me go ahead and get
I'm
this out the way
I'm
now.
not I'm not
Lies.
Not true. You do all the time. You try to absolve women and say it's men's fault.
no. I don't try to absolve women. If you actually listen to me, I would tell you that women have issues. Uh, my concern
But you
is
try to
as
blame
a
those issues
man.
on the men.
my concern is, as a man, what are we doing for the situation that we have in our community? How are we addressing it as the leaders in the community?
Well, I got news for you.
You know,
I don't think.
I believe that I am to love the woman as Christ loves the church.
Yeah.
That means I am to love her with all of her flaws,
Mhm.
all that's wrong with her, despite her not even knowing it. I am to love her regardless.
Mhm.
I'm not to look at her flaws and blame her for her flaws. I'm to love her despite her flaws.
Yes,
Oh, no.
yes, yes, yes.
And at the same time, try to love her through her flaws and bring her in.
Mhm.
My problem is men don't want to lead in that way. We want women to fix themselves before they come to us.
Come on through here, sir.
And I don't believe that's what we are commissioned as men to do. I don't believe that's what we're told to do. If we
I
are
don't
to
dis-
love them as Christ loves the church, we are to love them despite themselves.
Mm.
Listen, all of what you just said was beautiful and eloquent and well spoken, and I appreciate it.
Uh-oh.
But it don't address the real problem. The real problem is, in order for all of those things to take place, there has to be a reestablishment of the trust between black men and black women. And there is a broken trust that is currently
I
taking
agree.
place in our society that
I
is
agree.
so egregious and so grandiose that we
I
can't
agree.
even get to the washing. I can't even wash your back if you won't get in the shower.
I agree.
So that's my point. You have to trust me enough. Now, granted, I've done some ish over the years, and I'm speaking in the general sense of black men. We've done some stuff as black men that has eroded that trust. They really have. But not, but it's not, but I think it's more to alignment to where there's a few bad guys that have made the rest of us look bad. So the guys that are the good guys, they don't even get the opportunity because there's so many other bad guys out there running around. Or it's enough of the bad guys out there running around making us all look bad. Some black men are being held to the standards of a lot of of a few horrible examples.
Mr. Norris, your statement alone pisses me off.
I don't care.
And here's why. Here's why. It's an outright disservice to the truth to say that there are a few bad apples out there. Mr. Norris, come on, man. Come on now. There are some egregious actors out there. And then
I didn't
there
say
are
I wasn't.
hold on. And then there are some actors out there pretending to be good that are not good. And then there are some actors out there that are trying to be good but slipping. So there are a whole lot more bad actors out there. There are very few men out there that are. I mean, I shouldn't say very few, but there are some of us out there that are actually doing the right thing.
There's a
Uh,
lot of black men that are doing the right thing.
man, you can't pretend that is so many of us out there because the divorce rate just doesn't hold true to that.
But okay, but
It
no,
doesn't. It
that's
doesn't. It doesn't.
no. You can't use that as an argument because you're assuming that the divorce rate, based on what you just said, that all of the divorces are because black men are fucking up. That's not.
No,
That's not.
it's not. That's not the case. You are correct. You are correct.
Come on now,
You
don't
are
do that.
correct. You are correct. But the vast majority are.
No, that's the same thing. You just said the same thing, but in a different way.
I said the vast majority are. I
Vast
said the
means
vast.
more. Vast means a lot.
Why is it so hard for you to admit that?
Because it's not true. There's not as many black men that should making it out to sound.
We can never fix the cancer if we aren't willing to tell the truth about the cancer that
Okay,
exists.
but the cancer is not just black men. The cancer is a brokenness between black men and black women.
I do
Now,
agree that
I'm not saying it didn't start with black men, because I do believe it started with black men. I believe black men dropped the ball in some many areas, historically and currently. So I'm not disagreeing with that part. But what I'm saying is the problem has grown into such that it's not just, listen, black men aren't making Sexy Red say her pussy's pink and her booty hole's brown. She chose that. Black men didn't tell Cardi B to go into a studio and say, do you want some of this wet A pussy? I don't know why I chose to bleep out the A, but whatever.
Well,
Because you
I'm
said
saying-
pussy, but then say, hey.
I know that's
That made no sense.
yeah,
I was in the vibe, I was in the zone, my bad.
no.
My point is, black men aren't making women get butt ass naked on Instagram.
Are they?
No.
You don't think they are?
Black women have decided that black men are so gullible and naive that they'll click a like when they see a butt ass naked woman on Instagram.
Wait a
They
minute.
are correct.
I was just going to say they do click the damn like.
That's what I said. They are correct.
You said men are not, they're not responsible?
I'm saying that men
are easy.
The narrative has changed. The narrative and the circumstances have changed to where there's a brokenness in the women to where they're saying, since we can't get love, let's get transaction. That's not a small statement I'm making here. Women have decided to trade in love for a transaction. It's easier and simpler and less painful.
I agree.
I can get what I want out of you. I can get money out of you. I can
I
get
agree.
trips out of you. I can get sex when I want it. And I don't have to commit to anything other than that.
Sure.
Because there's a complete distrust in black men to step up to the plate and be those things that Jay was talking about earlier. I can get on board with that. That's true. But to say that that's not problematic is. Because if you got a whole new generation of young girls who are saying, or girls in our generation or before or after our generation who are saying love is not possible, now that's being perpetuated throughout our community, and it's a problem. That's all I'm saying.
But you sit back in your chair and like they came to that conclusion by them goddamn selves.
No, I'm sitting back in my chair to say, how do we fix the problem?
Mr. Noise, why are so many black households headed by single black women? Do you think that's a choice by the black women?
No, do I think that's a choice by the black women?
Do you think they desire to be alone and raise those kids by themselves?
The easy answer to that is no. The problematic response, though, is, but they did choose that.
Did they?
Yeah, some of them did. Mama knows, you know I'm telling the truth.
Well,
because you knew this nigga was no good when you met him. He showed you signs. And you still gave up that cootie.
but you know what? Sometimes, I don't know. I think that sometimes women put too much faith in the black man. They're saying, look, you know what? I believe in you. I think he's trying. I see him trying to do better. I see that he will be a great father. I see that he will be a great husband. And we gonna ride it out in the mud. That's all we ever drill into our kids and our community is ride through, hold on with him, and then you gonna get there in the by and by. Or does it mean soon as you get a little more, soon as you get a little more money, soon as you get a better job, soon as we move in a better neighborhood and stuff, and then we find out what you really are about? But we still be holding on. We want to be the ride and die. We want to be the one that says, I'm going to stay with you till we get to the good part.
Ron said he had 5 baby mamas when you met him.
Mr.
And then you
Noise,
still keep talking about when Jay started talking about the ratio.
Mr. Noise, why are so many black homes headed by black women?
Because of the mistakes of black men and black women.
You know, find a way.
There's no finding a way. Why are you both trying to absolve black women of the choices they made? Kieta, without going into any detail, because it's your story to tell, not mine. You know of one household where the black man was trying to do the right thing and the black woman chose not to stay.
I know of one too, Mr. Noise. I'm sure you know of one too. Everybody got it.
That happens.
Mr. Noise. Everybody know of one or two. That ain't what we're talking about.
No. That is what we're talking about. Because the fact that you would say everybody knows of one or two, that lets you know it's a bigger problem than just a few.
That's what we're talking about, Mr. Noise. Why are so
No, that's not what you
black
want to talk
homes
about.
Why are so many black homes headed by black women?
See, you want to change the narrative to fit your argument. I want to talk about the truth. The truth is that we have a transactional problem in our community where, like you said, some women chose to look past, like you said, Mama Noise, his faults and see his needs, and I'm gonna see if I can ride it out with him, and they got burned. Maybe you should have done that. Maybe you should have waited for the guy who didn't have quite so many needs.
You know, and I will tell you that as soon as I heard you say that, immediately it came to my mind the movie Soul Food. You know, in the movie Soul Food, Big Mama was the head of the family. And then when she was her granddaughters or daughters, if you will, were getting married and stuff like that, and their husbands were having problems and stuff, they were like, look, a man needs his pride. Stay in there, stay in the fight. It can't be that you just leave. That can't be your first, you know, you may have to, you know, take up a little side job or something like that to help get y'all, you know, over the tough times or whatever, but you just don't up and leave. We taught to stay. We've been taught to stay and stand and bear it and stay in the mud and you'll get better. And then, man, we stay, we do all that fighting and stuff, and then brothers be just bailing like that. I don't have to stay. I'll leave you with the kids. You got this. And I'm going to go over with Amanda and I'm going to start this whole thing all over again. But she ain't got no kids. And she ain't going to tell me what to do. And she ain't going to make me get no full-time job. And she ain't going to say nothing's wrong with me watching my car. And she ain't going to have a problem with me playing my video games. And she ain't going to raise her voice at me. And she ain't going to have an expectation of me. And she ain't going to make these demands.
We got it. Mama Noise, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Okay? But I am saying that nigga showed them qualities long before it developed over the course of that relationship.
So then where are they supposed to go, Lloyd?
What do you mean where they supposed to go?
What's the black woman supposed to do then? Since, you know, well, you didn't have a Negro meter. She saw all the signs and stuff. What's she supposed to do?
First of all, Mama Noise, I think the man that should, or the woman should see, okay. This is amazing to me that we're having this conversation and that y'all don't want to acknowledge the fact that women have some measure of responsibility. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand where you and Jay are coming from with that at all. Because y'all basically are absolving black women from having cognitive thought. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh wow.
She's not allowed to have common sense. She's not allowed to see what truth
Oh
is.
wow.
Mama Noise.
Oh wow.
So you just blindly let me into your life without considering anything that I said or did or the actions at all?
Oh wow.
There's no oh wow. Stop all that with the oh wow.
Oh wow. Mr. Noise. Mr. Noise.
Just ask a question.
How long did you and Mama Noise date each other?
Me and Mama Noise dated each other 1 month before we were engaged.
Okay. And you guys got engaged and got married, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Shortly after you had Hannah, right?
Azaria, but yes.
Azaria, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Azaria was older, right?
Yep. 1 year after being married. The lovely, beautiful Azaria.
Listen, Mama Noise is a blessed woman.
And we've been married 25 years, by the way.
Mama Noise is a blessed woman because she married a man that's a man.
Yep.
That was exhibiting manly behaviors towards her. He had manly intentions towards her. He didn't use her. He didn't play games with her.
Mm-hmm.
He could have. He could have taken that relationship a different direction.
Right.
Oh, he could have. I almost put my finger in my ear and hooped because he could have.
He could have.
But he didn't.
He didn't.
He took it the right way. But if he wanted to take it a different way, he could have.
Yep.
So let's stop pretending that we as men aren't in control more than what you are trying to say that we are.
I'm not saying we're not in control.
We are in control.
I'm not saying that we're not.
In other words, women lead with their hearts more often than not when they are in a relationship. They are becoming more transactional because they're tired of their hearts getting broken. And they're tired of giving the best years of their lives and end up being left with a child and pretty much nothing. Because he has taken, and now he's gone. So women now have become more transactional, but when they're in a relationship, more often than not, they lead with their hearts. And men, more often than not, are very transactional in relationships. If a woman does X for him, then he would do X for her. And women believe that. So she will give to him so that she can get from him. You understand what I'm saying, right, Mr. Noah?
So she gives first.
Well, she has to give of her body.
She doesn't have to.
Well, in most relationships, Mr. Noah, that's the way it works.
No, that's the way what we've allowed it to become. That's not how it.
But Mr. Noah, who is the one that allowed that to happen? Who is the one?
I like what my wife said. I like what my daughter said. My daughter said, "You're making wives sound like an android that just follows commands."
Who is the one that convinced women that that's the case? Men, Mr. Noise. Men. Men convince women that things have to be done in order for this relationship to move forward.
So let me make sure I understand what you're saying, because I just want to be clear. I don't put words in your mouth. You're saying that women are so weak-minded that they just succumb to the thought process of, unless I give this cootie up, I can't have the things that I want. I will only get the things that I want if I give up the cootie coo. I got news for you. My wife gave up no cootie before she was married. None. And she demanded that,
Mr.
that
Noise,
I come.
why would you come back with that? I already talked
because
about
that's
the
what we're
fact that
talking about.
I already
You just
talked
said
about the
that.
fact I already talked about the fact that you were a man with good intentions and that relationship could have gone a different direction. We already talked about that.
Okay, let me
I
ask
understand
my
that
wife
part.
a question. Kenyatta, if I would have demanded from you prior to us getting together,
Be careful.
I'm asking her that
Be
you give up
careful.
the cootie cooch or we can no longer be together.
Mr.
What
Noise,
would you
come
have
on,
done?
man. Come on. Come on.
I'm just asking.
That number one, that's not how the conversation goes. So stop acting like that.
Okay, well, how does it go?
That's not how the conversation. That's not how it happens.
I'm asking you, how does it go?
Most men don't give her an ultimatum like that. Either you give me the coochie coo or I'm gone. That's not how it happens.
So how does it go? Is what I'm asking. Because you said
okay. So now you
said
act like you act like you don't understand how conversations and interactions go.
I'm saying that this transactional thing that you're trying to say, that women are just programmed to do whatever men want them to do, and if they don't follow the program, they don't get the man. I don't think it's that simple. I don't believe that. I do not believe that is the case.
Mr. Notice, you are correct. All women do not engage or conform to that behavior. You are correct. You are
I think women
absolutely
give
correct.
up the cootie cooch because they want to.
Not
in
all
the
the
that
time. Not all
in
the
the
time,
hopes
Mr.
that
Notice.
something not transactional, but the ones
Well,
that are seeking love and relationship.
You're about to say it. You're about to say it
No,
now.
the ones that are seeking love and relationship will do that. Will give it up.
Well, you're saying it.
No, I'm
What's
not
the
saying
difference? What's the
the
difference?
difference. Is that I'm saying they have a choice. They have a choice. They're
But
not
see,
in a
men, know women are hoping. Men know women are wanting that love. So he plays upon that which he knows she wants, and he makes her believe that there is hope for love, there is hope for a relationship, there is hope for marriage. He makes her believe that.
So you're saying men are lying. They're lying. That's what you're saying.
And you asking me that question like
no, I'm asking because I want clarification.
Yes, Mr. Noise, I do believe men are lying to women in relationships.
That's a different thing.
That's a different thing, Mr. No. You thought,
because why are you smiling, Mama Noise? What you smiling about?
Because you know this is real talk, Mr. Noise, and you acting like you green all of a sudden.
I'm just trying to understand.
I am trying to understand.
Well, you asked me a question.
Go ahead.
And I believe because I knew who I was in Christ, had you asked me that question, I would do exactly what was in my heart to do. I would tell you, I love you, but I love you enough to let you go on if you feel like you can't wait for me.
Okay.
And that's because I realized my value. Before I didn't know my value, it'd have been like, okay, well, I think that Jay's absolutely correct. That women feel like, man, if there's no sex in this equation, then there's no chance in this relationship evolving into something more serious. Because it's so many out there, like you said, you got Sexy Red over here and JT over there, and whoever else is just willing to touch their toes and do whatever necessary. So you saying, man, I'm trying to offer you a a relationship. I'm offering you commitment. I'm offering you loyalty. I'm offering you love. I'm offering you someone that's going to create a legacy with you. But if you're saying all I'm trying to do is get broke off, well then please, why would we waste each other's time?
Okay. Are more men trying to get broke off, or are there a fair amount of men out there who want exactly what you just said, Mama Noise? Why is that funny? Because Ron said they both lie. It's an interview for both of them. So what are we really after?
Okay, well, I'm gonna answer your question by saying this. Listen to the damn music.
Uh-oh.
Well, if I listen to the music, ain't neither one of you niggas looking for nothing but sex.
Well, that's true.
It ain't just more women talking about sex and breaking a man off than it is the women. You need to listen to the damn music.
The point is, Mr. Noise, we talked about why that is, though, Mr. Noise. We talked about why that is.
Okay, but what's your point?
Listen to the music. The music says.
The music is saying.
The music says her value is between her legs. Her value is the size of her ass.
The music is saying
the
both.
size of her breast.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. That's not true. That's not what the music is saying. I listen to the music. Your ass ain't listening to the music. You still listening to the 60s, 70s music. I am actually listening to the music. That music today says, I'll give you what you want if you give me what I want. You buy that Birkin, I'll buy you some ass. Or your repayment is ass.
The music said the music is where they get it from.
Different than what you're. No,
I never even heard of a Birkin until the music.
I don't think it's art imitating life. I think it's life imitating art.
What? Okay.
I think people are. I think today's society, young girls today, because see, you got to remember, social media is driving it all now. It's not just the music. It's social media. It's driving the force behind a lot of what's going on. And so in social media, they're saying, I see a Birkin. I know how much it costs. I want that. Well, how do I get it? Well, the dude says, if you give him his ass, I'll give you the Birkin. Yeah.
I wouldn't know a Birkin bag if I seen one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what it looks like. I would have to Google it. I don't even know what it looks like.
Mama Noise, you ain't been out there in 25 years.
I know.
26 years. So you're not the subject of this conversation.
And furthermore, what's the purpose in having a Birkin bag if you ain't got no money to put in it?
Mama Noise, the fact that you got the Birkin is all that they want. That's the win.
To walk around with an empty purse.
I convinced the guy to get me a $14,000, $15,000, $20,000 bag. That's the win. And there are a lot of girls.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is the dumbest thing, but that's the point I'm trying to make. Jay's trying to act like it's not transactional. And I'm saying right now, it's completely transactional. And I don't understand why he's trying to act like it's just the men are putting this music out and the sex. No, the women are leading it. The women are just as loud as the men today.
But I
think in a lot of ways they're louder and far more successful.
But he is telling the truth that women have that the music you're talking about says exactly what he said, is that it's like our value is our genitalia. And that's what the music is saying. You want this, wop, this, that, no. Okay, well, they're saying that to me. It's almost like I'm taking this power back. Men have had that power all this time, and now they feel like, okay, well, then I got my power. My power is this.
Mama Noise. Who wrote WAP?
I don't know who wrote it.
Yes, you do. Who are the main Who are the only two singers in WAP? What men are in WAP?
Oh boy, I thought you were trying to say. I don't know who the ghostwriters are.
I ain't say the go. Don't do that. Don't do that with the ghostwriters.
Because if that's the truth, it's men that wrote it.
No, stop it.
You told me a whole lot of Nicki Minaj and stuff and all them different rappers is men that wrote their stuff. They're the ghostwriters.
Mama Noise.
The women are the ones that are out on the front. They're spearheading it. But the truth is, it's the men that wrote it.
So they forced Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion to perform these songs. Get out there and perform these songs about
they said, man, if y'all do this song, it's gonna be lit.
Y'all gotta stop. You and Jay gotta stop. Y'all out of control tonight. Y'all completely out of control. Because y'all trying to say that the women have zero responsibility to any of this. Jay, you should be ashamed of yourself tonight.
Mr. Noise, you don't have to speak for me. I can speak for myself.
I'm speaking for you tonight.
I've never said women don't have any responsibility. I'm going to say it once again. I'm a man, so I speak from a man's standpoint. I blame men for what's going on in society. I will let a woman talk to women about their issues. I speak from a male standpoint, from a man standpoint. We are the problem. Now, if a woman, if a Coretta Scott King or whatever woman wants to speak to women and their issues, then they can have it. But men, from my standpoint, we are the problem. And that's not going to change from my standpoint, Mr. Noise. I'm not about that whataboutism. I don't look to women to fix their issues. We need to fix ours.
I'm not saying that you're supposed to look to women to fix their issues. No. I'm saying we all need to be accountable for the part that we play.
You keep trying to correct me, and you're not. Because I'm never going to change my stance.
Well, then you're going to always be wrong. Then.
I'm a man, and
you're going to always be wrong. Then.
Fixing their issues. No, I'm not.
Completely. Because if you're trying to intimate,
I didn't try to fix my wife. I fixed myself.
What does that have to do with
anything? It was up to her. It was up to her to fix herself. I have to be the man.
So she fixed herself on her own. You had nothing to do with it.
It was her job. Listen, I'm the leader. I'm the leader. I can't. Listen.
So did you have something to do with it or not?
I learned a long time ago. You can't change no woman.
Ron, I mean, as two left shoes, bro. As two left shoes. So she changed her behavior because she just wanted to.
No, because I was a leader. She saw who I was. She understood that I was a man, that I was leading, and that she could trust me. So therefore, she saw value, and therefore she was willing to do whatever. So therefore, she was willing to do whatever it took to keep that man in her life.
Let me come to Mama Noise because I guess you're not hearing what I'm saying because it sounds like you just said what I said. Mama Noise, what does he say?
I do not agree with you.
Hold on, man. I'm talking to Mama Noise.
Hear ye. I do not agree with you.
Because you don't even know what you. Okay, what part do you not agree with? Because you just said the woman changed.
I did not.
You said the woman changed because you changed.
I did not change my wife. I did not force change upon my wife. I allowed my wife to make her own changes at her own time.
I apologize for my camera. I don't know why
that simply means I went through a whole lot of shitty years until she made those changes. I didn't make the changes. She had to make them.
I got you, dog.
I'm sure you do.
I feel you.
Because if I had made the changes, she would have changed a long time ago.
You remember hearing? You remember what he's saying, Lloyd?
Mama Noise, I remember exactly. I hear exactly what he's saying. What I'm trying to understand is why is he saying it? Because this is nonsense. You didn't. I didn't say you changed your wife. Nobody ever asked that question or you intimated that was part of either conversation. what I have said throughout this entire conversation is that we are both accountable to the change. So yes, she's got to make her changes, just like you got to make your changes. Everybody's got to make their changes, but you are not absolved of the responsibility to change. That's all I've said the whole time. So what are you talking about?
You should change your wording then, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I said the same thing. Go back and look at the tape. What show are you watching? What is wrong with you?
Oh my God.
I've said the exact same thing the entire time. We all have our responsibility in how we got here. All of us. So women have to change the way they view it, just like men have to change the way they view it and do it and receive it. We all got responsibilities here. That's all I've said.
And I've always said that women have to make change.
But you're trying to put all the blame on men, and it's not.
Listen. I was the one that a long time ago on this here podcast that I always said that there was brokenness in our community. That brokenness exists on both sides. There is brokenness in our community. And you hated the fact that I labeled everything as brokenness. But it's true. There's brokenness.
When did I say that?
Oh yeah. You had
I don't ever remember saying I hated
it. Yeah. Brokenness. Why everything got to be brokenness? It's brokenness.
That didn't come from me.
We are a broken people. There's brokenness on both sides.
I don't think that came from
But
me.
listen.
I think that came from your co-pastor.
But listen. We are the ones as men. We got to work on ourselves. Let women work on themselves. I agree with you. I have no issue with that. But I'm not with that whataboutism. When are women going to fix themselves? We can't worry about that. We got to do right by ourselves as men, lead as men. They'll follow, but we got to first present ourselves as men.
Okay.
That's the problem. We don't have enough men.
So you think women are just going to naturally?
What about the women? What about the women? What about the women?
Thank you, Ron. Thank you for stepping up. Ron said that was him. It wasn't me.
Well, whoever it was, they were.
Well, get it right, nigga. Get it right.
Well, whoever it was, they were full of shit.
Okay. If you want to say I don't care what women do, that's fine. But I think
that's always been my stance.
But I think there's no way to fix this unless women step up, period. Point blank, period. Women got to step up like men got to step up.
There's no way to fix it unless men lead. Women aren't going to change. Women aren't going to change for boys. Women aren't going to change for boys.
So men got to stop hitting the like button and the subscribe to her Instagram and her OnlyFans. And
males got to stop imitating men.
I'm asking you a question. Is that what you're talking about? No more likes and subscribes.
Boys got to stop imitating men.
Okay.
You said women got to just, what'd you say, Lloyd?
I said women, you basically saying men got to stop hitting the like and subscribe button.
No, I'm talking about before that. You said they got to bring something to the table and all that.
What are you talking about to the table? What are you talking about?
I'm saying you said that women got to bring it, just like the men got to bring it.
I think if we want this to change, women got to bring their accountability to the table.
And see, I think I don't have a problem with the accountability, but I feel like that there's so many men out there with she got to bring her this and she got to bring it. If she got to do everything, then that's the reason why some of them acting like they don't need no man.
I'm not saying you got to do everything. Y'all stop it. Y'all being sensationalized tonight. Nobody said she got to bring everything, but she got to bring her part.
That's why women feel that they don't even need men anymore.
Well,
because
how's that working out?
Because men aren't even willing to lead.
Nobody's saying they don't want to lead. What's wrong with y'all tonight? Nobody's saying that.
Well, what are they doing, Lord? What are they doing?
Men aren't saying they don't want to lead. They're saying
They're not gonna say it. It's their actions.
hold on.
Their actions say they don't want to lead. That's real right there. I tell you from experience in my former life. I'm up here thinking, oh, we on the same page. Okay, you go get the apartment. Okay, you go ahead and get the furniture. Okay, you go ahead. And it's like, black man, what exactly is your role in this? If the woman's at it, you got to go and get everything. It's like, you got to go and do everything. Just making sure you bringing what you bringing to the table. Sir, what are you bringing?
The woman got to be equal with the man on every level. She make just as much money as the man. She got just as much education as the man. She brings just as much money. Everything got to be equal. If everything's equal, then what do you bring to the table, man?
I'm just saying. What you say? She say, Lewis, thanks for joining us tonight, Lewis. He says they don't want the responsibility of leadership without authority. Well, I'm like, man, lead. What you say, Ron? Ron said he led you to get all the stuff you needed. Or he leads you to get all the stuff you needed. Well, listen, I would hope so. I would sincerely hope so. But, you know, we got some brethren out here that forsake leadership. Oh, Mr. Noise is making noise. So, you know, if you're saying everybody got to equally bring to the table, wow.
I'm saying you. Why?
Listen,
yes, we all have to bring. Go ahead.
Listen, there is a real struggle in society right now, and rightfully so. Truly, what is the point, other than the semen of a male? What is the point of having a man in your life? What is the value of having a man in your life? And you know what? The sad part, Mr. Noise, there are Negroes that can't even answer that question for themselves. There are grown-ass men that can't answer that question intelligently for themselves.
That is true.
That's the fucking problem. I'm sorry about my cussing. I apologize.
But to that same point, there are women that can also answer that question, which is why they will loudly, boldly, and proudly say, "I don't need no man."
You know what about it?
I believe they know. Okay, we do need men. We need y'all. But man, when y'all, it seems like that when men find out that we need you, man, listen. So you're depending on me, huh? So you need me, huh? Then it's like,
I don't know if that's the case. I don't listen. I believe most men jack up their marriages and jack up their lives because they don't know the value they have in their family's life. Listen, if I really knew the weight that I carry in the life of my kids and the life of my wife and my home, why would I fuck that up? We don't know the value. So we willing to walk out the front door. And leave our family behind as if I didn't have value in that home.
well,
I don't disagree with what you're saying.
But what I'm also saying is this: with that truth that we both should possess, because we both should possess that truth. We both should walk in that truth of I have value, and we both understand what that value is. So with us both understanding what that value is, I don't think it's just that men are giving up on the thing. I think we're all giving up on it, and we're saying we're not fighting for what we know to be true.
Mr. Norris, why are so many households headed by single black women?
Part of it has to do with if we go all the way back to when the government was giving black families a stipend called AFDC that divided up the households so that black women that had children, they said, as long as you ain't got no man in the house, then we will send the AFDC checks to help you with your children. But they were actually dividing up the households of the black family.
I think one of the main reasons why there are so many single black females is because of what you said a minute ago. We don't understand the purpose of marriage. We don't understand the purpose of manhood or womanhood. We don't understand shit. So we just out here, wild as animals, doing wild stuff and expecting better results. And then when we don't get it, now it's time to point the fingers at who's to blame. Now, biblically, I agree 1,000% with you, sir. It's the man's fault because men are supposed to lead. I understand that and I agree with it. But to say that women are completely absolved of responsibility, I think that's irresponsible.
That's the terminology your black ass keep using. I have never said that.
When you say to me,
that's what you keep saying.
When you say to me, or you intimate that the reason why there are so many single black females is because of black men, that is egregious in the context of what you're saying. That's not true.
Mr. Noyes, it's
not true.
It's not as egregious as your ass wants to pretend it to be.
It is completely egregious because you're assuming 100% that the black men are at fault.
Mr. Noyes, you know why it's so many single black women running households? You know why so many single black women, Mr. Noyes?
Because they got the kids. The man ran off with the kids.
You know why, Mr. Noyes? Skeet, goddamn. That's why. That's why, Mr. Noyes. That's why. It's just that simple, Mr. Noyes. It's just that simple. We treat it just like that.
Okay. But if you listen, if you're gonna say we is both of us, I will get on board right now.
Hold on, Mr. Noyes. We don't value our semen any more than that.
Okay, but if you're gonna say we, no, stop trying to change the narrative what you want it to be. If we gonna say,
Miss Noah, I don't give a damn how much money the government gave me. I would never leave my semen behind.
That's bully for you, nigga. That is bully for you. Now,
you said that again for the people in the back.
Mr. Noah, people left a long time ago. Let me tell you something. No. I listen to you. You're gonna listen to me for a second. The reality is, when you say we don't value the semen, you better put a exclamation point on that for men and women. Don't just say that men don't value it.
We don't have semen.
Neither one of us are valuing it. He's not skeeting into an empty hole.
Mr. Noyes, come on, man.
I'm full of it, man. He is not, no man is skeeting into an empty hole.
Come on, man. Stop the bullshit.
That's what I want you to do. That's exactly what I want you to do.
They don't have to go after the woman for child support for her egg. They got to go after the man for child support for his semen.
What does that have to do with anything?
That means he shot that ski goddamn and didn't care about it.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Mr. No,
Every
come
man-
on, what do you mean it's not true?
Every man that skeeted is not absolved of feelings. What's wrong with y'all? You're saying every man that skeeted is absolved of feelings? That's not true.
Mr. Noise, then why is the number so high? Come on, man.
Because there are a lot of irresponsible men and women out here in America.
Okay, Mr. Noise.
I would love to see the numbers for child support.
Come on,
female or male,
it's
and I'm
ridiculous.
certain it's gonna be more men than women.
It's a whole
That
lot more
what does that
men.
have to do with anything, Mama Noise? That ain't got shit to do with nothing.
Why are you so difficult, Mr. Noise? What's the problem, man?
The problem is you Negroes tonight are trying to say that it's all men's fault. That's bull.
What do you mean all men's fault?
That's bull. That's complete bull. Women have the same. These men are not raping these women. These women are giving it up willingly.
And no one is making that man walk away.
I didn't say, listen, I'm not saying he walked. First of all, I'm not saying he didn't walk away, but I'm also not implying that he walked away of his own volition, like the two of you are. You're trying to say he just suddenly got up one morning and it was Tuesday and he said, I'm walking away.
Someone drove him away.
That's
possible. What the hell's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you? He left.
It's possible. It happens all the time.
He left.
He said, forget that seed.
He left his seed behind.
Not in every case.
What's the case?
Not in every case.
Mr. Noise, come on.
Y'all full of it, man. Y'all
either you raise your seed or you don't raise your seed. Come on, man.
But you're trying to, okay. So maybe I'm missing what you're trying to say. Are you simply talking about? Hold on,
you're too damn biased.
Shut up and listen for a second. Let me ask the question. Lee. Are you saying that the man who left completely, why there's so many single women of families, men who left completely, or are you saying those? Are you talking about in totality where there were more nuance to this conversation than you're allowing right now? Because right now you're leaving no room for interpretation of nuance, none. And I'm sorry, I just can't get on board with that.
You know, I don't understand. I want to understand, though, because I'm a man that love men. I really do. I have a heart for men as a man. That's why I'm so hard on men. But I don't understand why men can't be honest about what we're doing to our own freaking society. Why is it so difficult for us to tell the truth? Why do we want to pretend that the cancer is not eating us alive?
Oh, this guy.
We're looking for nuances now. I don't give a damn why you left your seed. You left your seed.
This guy.
You blaming the government because the government gave y'all.
I'm not blaming anybody. Mama Noise brought up the government.
Let me finish. The government gave y'all $5 extra $100, and now that's the excuse for you to leave your seed behind. Because your wife stayed on your last nerve. That was a weak reason for you to leave your seed behind. Because that girl down the street kept putting that poo-poo out there in front of you. That was a reason for you to leave your seed behind. Because the job that on the other side of the country offered you more money. That was a reason for you to leave your seed behind. I don't give a damn what the reason is. You left your seed behind. Fuck the nuance. That was your seed.
I appreciate your elegance and your passion. But you're full of shit. You know that, right? You're full of it. Because the nuance is where the problem is, sir. That's where the problem is. It's not in the fact that he left. It's the fact that we won't take in consideration all of the things that preceded the leaving. So yes, the $500 mattered. Yes, the fact that she wasn't maybe what he thought she was matters. Yes, the reasoning matters. If we can't get to the reasoning, then we can't get to the accountability. What the hell is wrong with you? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! You don't want to see. You know what, Jay? I'm starting to believe that I'm starting to believe that you don't really want to see healing.
Mr. Noise, what could Mama Noise have done to make you leave your two girls?
To me, nothing. But I'm a different man.
Why not?
Nope, I'm not gonna let you play this game with me because I'm not the test pattern here. I'm not gonna let you play that game with me because I'm not the test pattern.
Oftentimes you use your relationship as the test pattern.
I do, but not this time. Not this time. Why not? Because I'm going to tell you. Because the reality of it is, I would never, under any circumstances, leave my wife or my kid. But that's not the rest of the world. There's nothing she can say or do.
Because we're not dealing with manhood, man. We're not dealing with manhood.
But that's a separate, but we're not dealing with any of it. That's my point. We're not dealing with manhood. We're not dealing with womanhood. We're not dealing with any of it.
No. What does womanhood have to do with it? We said that she stayed on your last nerve. Mama Noise got on your last nerve. What could she possibly do to make you leave your kids? And you said nothing. Nothing. There you go.
To me, nothing.
So forget the womanhood. She ain't no woman. She's a. I'm not gonna say that, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
You wouldn't leave your kids. You wouldn't leave your kids.
Okay, I wouldn't. But that doesn't mean there aren't other men.
I wouldn't leave mine either.
Okay. But that doesn't mean there aren't other men who didn't.
The government gonna give me $1,000, give my family $1,000, and I'm gonna leave. The hell you preach. You're a damn fool. You're a damn fool.
I'm not saying that men aren't wrong.
You don't know your value. That's why you wouldn't take that $1,000 to leave your own damn kids.
What about the woman who took the $1,000 over having a husband in the house?
You was a fool to let her take it. Be a man.
Oh, man.
How was she supposed to raise the kids without no money?
Mama Noise, you just sat here and said that the government convinced them.
But so just like Jay said, he said, why would you allow that? Stay your tail in the house.
Didn't you just say that they convinced them, Mama Noise? Ain't that what you said? Them?
If this is a husband and wife, I'm sure they both had a decision to make.
Right. Oh, thank God we finally got there. Mama Noise, you are 1,000% correct. They had a decision to make. So why didn't she say to him, I want you more than I'll ever want this $1,000? She can't open her mouth. This is a victimless crime.
And why didn't he say to her, baby, I understand what the government is trying to do. But this
as a leader,
this here black man here will not leave his home.
Guess what?
The problem was he was the problem. He was the problem. There was in our society deadbeat Negroes just laying around the house that were not contributing to the household, that were taking from the household, and they didn't want the government giving money and men were just taking from the household. That was the problem. So in order to get that Negro out, they gave the women money and the Negro had to leave.
Okay. Why are we focusing on that part? I don't know, but whatever. I don't.
That's what was going on to a degree. That's what was
I'm not going to debate that against that. That's not really an issue for me. What I'm saying to it is, and I've maintained the same thing throughout this entire conversation. The accountability for both of us is critical to the healing of all of it. It's critical. So Mama Noise, I know you're trying to side with Jay because it makes for good preaching or it makes for entertaining podcasting. But the truth of the matter is,
Wow.
you know,
wrong for
like
that.
I know,
You wrong. You
you
wrong
and
for
I
that.
have had to work together to make
You
all
wrong
of
for
this
that.
work.
You wrong for that.
Cause say what you
You
want.
wrong for that.
See, we used to make an entertaining podcast.
You gonna tell her that she's not standing on what she believes? She's just doing it for entertainment purposes? You wrong for that.
No. What I'm telling her is
You just
Mama
said
Noise
it.
knows, like I know, like your black ass knows, that we have to
speak for
work
me.
together
Speak for me.
to change this together. Men and women have to be accountable to the activities, to the choices, to the paths that we're going to put black homes back together. Point
Mr.
blank.
Noise, I contend the trust factor is too broken down for that to happen. I contend men are going to have to do their part to prove themselves worthy to be trustworthy, and then women will follow. I believe leaders are going to have to lead in order for women to follow. That's just what I believe. I don't believe it's going to have to all happen simultaneously, like you're saying. We're going to have to come together and have a kumbaya moment. I don't think that's where it's going to happen. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it's not going to happen like that because the trust is too broken down.
And
we
I
have
think
to
you're
prove ourselves first.
I think you're
Correct.
1,000% incorrect. I think the problem is so far gone that unless we both, because why would men, let me ask you a question. In a society that has now become transactional, meaning that women don't necessarily even want to get married anymore because they don't, like you said, they don't understand the value of a man any more than the man understands the value of a man. But they do understand transaction. They understand what I can get from a man if I give him what's between my legs. So in a society that's transactional, what would change? What would a faithful man, how would that switch anything around for any woman? Faithful to what? Why would he be faithful to a transactional deal?
Mr. Norris, listen. In my humble
Now
opinion,
that making sense. Make it make sense.
Mr. Norris, in my humble opinion, my manhood is not tied to what a woman does or does not do. My manhood is tied to my creator. So therefore, I'm going to be a man regardless. See, men are waiting on women to be women in order for them to be men. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to lead regardless of who she is.
I agree.
So we don't need to, it doesn't need to make sense for me to be a man. I need to be a man
But do you know
regardless.
what a leader is with no followers?
Mr. Noise.
I said, do you know what a leader is with no followers?
Mr. Noise.
I said, do you know what a leader is with no followers?
I do understand what you're trying to say.
Do you understand what a leader is with no followers? Is the question.
Oh my gosh.
A leader with no followers is just a guy going for a walk.
I do understand what you're trying to say, Mr. Norris.
That's all it is. So if a woman is not willing to follow that man,
Mr. Norris, I understand.
So you don't want to have a real conversation. You don't want to have a real conversation.
I understand what you're trying to say, but Mr. Norris, this society is starving for men to be men. Trust me.
That's not the point of this conversation.
Society is starving for it.
You're arguing a point that is not the point. We know that.
Ain't really got to be good looking no more. A joker ain't got to be good looking no more. He has to have manly traits.
You're arguing a point that's not even the point. You're arguing a point that's not even the point. That's not even the point. You said, how do we put black homes back together? How do we put black men back together with black women? Both sides, for where we are right now, in the reality of where we are right now, have to decide we're going to fix this together. That's it. There's no middle ground to that. We gotta go.
Yep.
I hate we gotta go.
I totally disagree with you on that, by the way. I totally disagree.
Well, that's because you don't understand shit. You just be saying shit. You just be saying it. He's my brother, and I love him. That's Cuz Noise, the great Cuz Noise. But sometimes he just be so full of it, you just be like, oh my God. And he feels, by the way, he feels the exact same way about me.
Oh,
He feels the exact same way about me. Closing thoughts. Everybody is allowed to give some closing thoughts. We add something new to the show. Closing thoughts. Mama Noise, ladies first. What are your closing thoughts for the night?
wow. My closing thoughts.
Yes.
Hmm. Black man, don't give up on the black woman.
That's it?
It shouldn't be that we okay just to have your children, okay to be born with you as siblings, okay to be your mother, and then after that you just bail out on us all together. Don't give up on a black woman, because you can believe that she won't give up on you. That is my final note.
Okay. Cuz.
Listen, the straight and narrow path that has to be traveled by men is not easy uh, in society, because you are going to be challenged by people that are well intended, people that are evil intended, to throw you off of your path. Uh, but uh, being focused, being driven, living a purposeful life of manhood uh, is the way that you will draw people to you. And in drawing people to you, you will eventually they will realize that there is joy and purpose and happiness in living a purposeful, driven life of manhood. I wouldn't have it any other way. Uh, I, I am challenged, and I'm 55 years old, overweight, unattractive. But I am challenged daily, just about, by the opposite sex that would try to throw me off and challenge me in ways that, as a male, I would take advantage of. But as a man, I would never do it. Um, that's a pride thing for me that I carry, and it means more to me than anything else. That when I lay down at night beside my wife, I know who I am and whose I am. I know what I've been and what I've done, and I don't have to worry. Earlier today, I got a notice in the mail that I had a kid that I didn't know about, and that kid had actually placed themselves onto my bank account, um, on my profile on my bank account. And when I got it in the mail, I say, "Wow, I know damn well that ain't my kid. I don't have any kids outside of my marriage." So I called the bank, and the bank, was a little hesitant to believe me. Say, "You sure you don't know who this is?" No, hell no, it ain't mine. That's 100% fraud. That's not my kid. And they said, "Well, we'll check into it," but they sounded like they didn't really believe me. But I knew it wasn't mine, and I got onto my family chat with my wife and my in-laws, and I was telling them and showed them on the screen there that there was a kid that was added onto my household bank account as my child. And my wife came on there and said, "Wow," and she laughed about it and said, "Well, we know that's not true." Now, that was her response. Some women would have had a response totally different. You got a child on our bank account? That has to be your kid. It's on our bank account. My point is, if you live the life that you're supposed to live, nothing can really come against you. You don't have to worry about things coming against you in life. And that's the way I like to live. So that's the way men should live. And that's the way I want more men to live. That's why I'm on manhood. That's why I'm not concerned about womanhood. That's for women to be concerned about womanhood and what they're doing. And men need to focus on men. That's why we need more men, iron sharpening iron, men talking to men. That's why I don't like the whataboutism. Well, men are doing this, or what about the women? Well, let's take care of men and stop being so concerned about women. So when Mr. Noah's always said that I want to blame men and not hold women accountable, that's not true. I'm concerned about us as men. I'm not concerned about women because I'm not a woman. I want to fix or help men do better. That's my thought, my closing thought, if you will. Mr. Norris?
I certainly appreciate everything that my lovely wife said and Jay, and I appreciate Cuz Noise. Um, they are highly intelligent people, some of the best orators and wisest people that I know. Here's what I also know.
Here's the wind up.
Wind up.
Here it
Here's what I
comes.
we are stronger and better together. And we can't fix this problem without each other. And yes, I 1,000% agree with Cuz. Men got to step up and be men. We have to step up and protect our black women. We have to stop giving up on our black women. And even though they distrust us right now, we still got to fight for them with everything that we got within us. But black women, as we're
There you
making these
go.
changes that Mama Noise have talked about, y'all also got to say, we're going to give you another shot. We got to say, I know what some men have done in the past. I know what my father did. I know what my uncle did. I know what my grandfather did. I know what that no good nigga that left me with these kids did. I get it. A lot of us has effed this up, but not all of us have effed it up. And not all of us are trying to F it up. Be patient with us because homes, some of these broken homes that you're talking about, we're products of that. So we might have to step over some shit to get to this healing. Some of us are coming into our relationships with flawed philosophies and thought processes. So it's going to take us a minute to get it together. But if we can work with each other and be patient with each other, and you can change your mindset, and while we're changing our mindset, we can fix this thing. And then you won't get Jonathan Majored. All right. I like closing thoughts. I like what we just did here. This is a good thing. All right. Take the thought you want and make it a part of your day. We love you. We appreciate you. What we got going on the rest of the week, Mama Noise? Thursday is Believe in ACC, right? Do I have the banners for Believe? And then we are going to actually get to what we've been trying to get to for the last 3 weeks. We've been trying to get to it the last 3 weeks. Jay, 2 weeks ago we did the best black film of all time, and it was cool. And now we're trying to get to the best black TV show of all time. So that's going down this weekend on Uncorked Wine. So Believe in the ACC.
Well,
We're going to talk
that's an
about
easy answer.
what it went down. and then in the best black of all time. Who would you say it is?
The best black TV show of all times?
All time.
No
You know,
pressure.
I don't know how it could be anything other than the Cosby Show. I just don't know how it could be. I just
Well,
don't know how
I
it
think
could
you're
be.
gonna have a lot of people. You're gonna have to tune in this weekend because I think you're gonna have a lot of people disagreeing with you.
I don't
I'm
know
not saying I'm
how.
one of them because a lot of people don't think it is the greatest in it, and I think they might be holding Cosby's situation against him, Dr. Cosby's situation against him. But there's a lot of people that don't believe that. Speaking of that, before we go, real quick, just real quick, did y'all hear about the Good Times thing, the remake of Good Times? But
No.
it's an animation, and it's really raw dog. It's got a baby. They got a baby in the new Evans family. It's this so in the animation, there's the Evans offspring are back in the ghetto, and the baby got a is a drug dealer, and it's just a lot of stuff going on in this family, and so people are kind of outraged because they're like, why would you do that to Good Times? They don't need that. So I don't know, but check out the animation. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on the animation
Interesting.
of Good Time and the
Interesting.
trailer, Mama Noise. Y'all make sure y'all take a look at that. And I apologize because I meant to mention that to you earlier, just slipped my mind. But okay, we're gonna get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Another wonderful and spirited debate where my genes will be appreciated long after I'm gone. But it's all good. Until then, you have a good one. Peace.
We're talking